Have you ever tried zinc and get corona at the same time? I heard that might save a life. Only on the Homies podcast.
Homies, talk about the dogs of love. Motherfucking homies, that's my dog. Homies, talk about the dogs of love. Man, that's my dog.
Hey y'all, it's Mr. Hatch,
And it's saturated fat.
and we're back dusting off the cobwebs for another Homies podcast. And we'll open up the forum and we'll start talking with what we think is the most important issue going on in the Juggalo world, and it's probably Violent J and his cardiac failure.
But he'll be fine. There's not going to be a farewell tour like they said there's going to be. It's just more money.
Well, they make, what is it, like 1,000 people per show, right? The shows that they're doing now is 1,000 people per show. Now, back the last time I saw them, it was like, what, $30 to see them in a show? So it was $30 for 1,000 people. You know, you put that together, they're making $30,000 at that show, but they made $30,000, across multiple avenues. Now they only have to do one show every 4 months. Not because Violent J has heart failure and he can't control it. It's just because he's lazy and he doesn't want to actually do any work. Now, some people might argue with me, but other people, famous people, have done more drugs than Violent J and had more heart conditions. I'm sure the Rolling Stones have met their own health complications and successfully dealt with it. And if he's having a bad day of leg swelling, well, maybe he shouldn't drink the Faygo on the stage. But, hey, who am I to argue about this? But anyways, you go about it. So now it's $125 a ticket, 1,000 people. So that's $125,000 they're making right there for you to walk through the door for the same $30 show. And I, for one, will not pay more than $30 to see the Insane Clown Posse. And
don't forget the merch sales. People will go crazy for that. And remember when shirts were $10? They would have $10 shirts, but the tour shirt would be like 20.
Yeah.
30. But I understand that because every other band is like.
Well, you know what?
$40.
All right, we have to give it to them. There is inflation issues, so $40 tops. That's I think is fair, because now the dollar store is $1.25.
Are ICP shirts now $40 shows?
I don't know.
I haven't been to one.
I'm just saying I'm giving the tickets $40 because of inflation. I'll give them that. But no, I remember back in the day, like a fucking jersey was $75, maybe $125 if it was like a special ass jersey. But nowadays, what are you paying? $150, $175 for a jersey? Yo, I'll just wait like 6-7 months till some crackhead juggalo needs it on eBay for $50. That's the life hack right there. I just taught you juggalos something. Go to eBay. You're eventually going to see some juggalo that needs his cigarettos, and he'll sell you his whole entire stash for $1.75. And he paid probably like close to $600-$700 for that shit to impress some juggalette that he can't even fucking bang anymore because she has 4 kids and 2 missed abortions. All right, we're going to go on to the next topic, which is, have you seen that shitty ICP movie? The new one? No, either have I.
I've heard our friend Dave was on it. Like multiple times, yeah, Dave was on it.
Oh, yeah.
But he said to me personally, oh, it shows juggalos in a good light. Right there alone, I don't want to watch it.
Is it because you don't want to see him in a movie?
No, I love Dave. I'd love to see him in a movie. I hope he has his shirt
I
on the whole time.
might now want to see it just because he's in it.
Like, that's the only reason I'd watch it. Like, you just fast forward to where you're seeing.
Remember the Gathering Juggalo DVD that came out years ago? It was like some bonus CD they gave out.
Oh, the Family Underground?
Yeah.
Can I bring something up?
Sure.
Okay, the Family Underground, I asked someone before who doesn't really care that much for ICP anymore. I'm like, what do you think their downfall was? I went with the March. That's probably why I won't be watching the DVD except for to see my friend Dave.
Well, I'm in the underground Juggalo thing.
Well, anyways, sorry to bring that up, or sorry to interrupt you. She said that she feels when they let them to make that DVD at that gathering, that was the downfall, when they allowed any mainstream into the gathering. I understood what she was saying. I personally don't know because I've enjoyed it years after. But after the March, Now you guys are a bunch of bitches, but Hatch, I'd love to hear your story about that. You're on it.
As a fan, I had no fucking idea anything was recording. I wasn't high. I didn't do any drugs at that gathering. So, but I am oblivious to everything. So maybe I would have known. Like, you know, think about it. If somebody's gonna bitch about that, are you gonna bitch that during the Shangri-La CD release that they showed you the seminar? Come on, no. You're just gonna say, "Wow, this is dope, cool merch, or cool insight," or you know, somebody getting mad
I'm not
over
arguing with
that.
that. I agree with you. Like,
It's nothing
with
special.
seeing the seminar, I think that's pretty cool. I'm not disagreeing with that.
No,
I'm not saying I fully agree.
you get the 2004 seminar at the fucking CD release, and it's supposed to be Hell's Pit comes out 1 year later. Of course, ICP does what ICP does best and fucks it all up. And maybe it was the right type of fuck up, because to me, Hell's Pit was disappointing. It still is disappointing. It's not disappointing as like the Marvelous Missing Link. You know, if you have to grade something like S, like The Wraith of Shangri-La to me is like one of the best albums ICP's ever released, next to probably like Riddlebox. Ringmaster's like an A. Ringmaster's an A. You know what album I really like, and I can't really explain it other than I think it's the Terrible. But it's an EP, so I feel bad when I say, well, it's fucking amazing, but it only has like 3 songs on it. But you know, somebody was like, gonna be like, he's a fucking dickhead. He doesn't even know it has 6 songs. Of course I know it has 6 songs. Only 3 of them are good. All right. So let's go on to the next topic. Twisted's new Samhain invades your witch player, because they didn't learn from Dark Lotus that anything that takes over your radio sucks. On concept. Because there's a witch trapped in the song. No, that was a horrible.
I still don't think to this day I listened to the full song. Like, I can't.
There's a few, like,
I actually like Opaque Brotherhood for the most part.
I have yet to listen to the front from first song to the last song of the Insane Clown Posse's new album. There's a few songs I can't even get into.
I have not made it all the way through either. And literally, I've tried, like, I've actually been on a lot of driving trips lately, so it's just me by myself. So yeah, I can listen to all this, and then it gets to the point where I'm like, I can't even.
It does get better the more you listen to it, and it's a weird ICP phenomenon. It's like, usually like if you listen to something and it's shit, the more you listen to it, the more you're like, all right, it's shit. It does catch on to you a little bit more, but like that Ghetto Cowboys song or whatever, I fucking hated it, skipped it like 3-4 times. One day I finally listened to it and I was like, all right, it's not that bad. I will never listen to it again. But there's a couple of tracks that are like later in, but they're more like, I would say they're twisted-y sounding with the rock, and I fucking hate the rock concept, so I just skip it, and I'll probably one day like get lazy and forget to skip it and be like, wow, what's this good song? And then I'll be like, oh, I didn't know that was on that album. But till that day, I won't listen to that shit.
Yeah, I probably like maybe 3 songs. I can't tell you the name of them either.
I like the Drunk in the Attic. I think that song is probably like the realest ICP. You know.
Oh, because one's drunk and one's an addict.
Right. Shaggy's a drunk and Violent J's an addict, and I think they kind of like lift up the mask of what their issues are. You know, even though I think Shaggy's been a sober for years now, because I remember like back in the Tempest tour, it was a big issue.
Oh man, yeah, he forgot one of the days he forgot his words on the song "What About Now." Like, he started going like a different verse, and we're like, "What the fuck?"
Do you
like,
remember?
He fucked that up.
You were
the New Year's Eve Ninja Party. Did you go to that?
Nah.
Oh man, you could tell he was drunk.
I remember like the Opaque Brotherhood. You have Monoxide that always says, "This is like for juggalos that don't know." The Opaque Brotherhood was a funny ass tour because Monoxide's mic, every time I saw him, never fucking worked. Monoxide would point at the mic and like fucking scream at somebody.
I've seen that at the gathering.
And it's always Monoxide's mic. And then Jamie Madrox is always dancing and doing letters backwards, whatever. That's what Madrox does. But fucking Shaggy was always fucking drunk. And like he would either fuck up his lyrics and everybody else would have to sing his part because Shaggy was too fucking drunk, or Shaggy, when he had to do something, would just miss everything. But that was the fun of the Opaque Brotherhood tour. That we drove out to see Intrinsic, Gore. No, not Gore. Fuck Gore. Who's the other asshole? Scum.
I wasn't there.
Scum. I'm trying to think of the openers. It was Intrinsic was the first opener. Then it was Scum, Q Strange, and then Dark Lotus. The only fucking reason Dave and I went to that show was because that was supposed to be the one in a lifetime show. Like there was never going to be another Dark Lotus like Opaque Brotherhood show. Then there was a whole fucking tour like 4 months later. And the sad part was, no, Hatchet Attacks was. No, that was a different. Was it the day before? Yeah, it was the day before Hatchet Attacks. And then we did Hatchet Attacks, and Hatchet Attacks was supposed to be a one-of show. And I think it ended up being a one-of show because I think Twisted. Hatchet Attacks too? I don't know. I don't know. I went to the one Hatchet Attacks. I'm in the DVD. You would really have to go out of your way to notice me or Dave, because my favorite one is if you don't really know me, I'm not a big fan of Blaze, and the best fucking thing is when they do the panoramic out view of Blaze, you see me cracking my knuckles looking into the crowd because I give no fucks about Blaze up on that stage. You know, the thing is, though, they never gave Graveplot any respect on that DVD. They opened up the show, and I thought they did a hell of a good job.
Actually, I missed them. But, man, they should have been on the DVD.
Yeah, the ex-Murder Boys did their thing, and one of them lost their charm. And then I thought I was going to go up there and get it, like ask the security guy, but some other girl did it. She was faster with the wits than I was. What else is going on? Well, we talk about Intrinsic, his new CD on MME fucking blows. Is he 6 months old? But that's how Saturated likes his music. Metally, blowy. You know, actually, I probably have more respect for the Intrinsic. I remember I loved his stage show when I saw him back in the Opaque Brotherhood. Like, I thought he had a really cool stage show. Him and his hype man had like this retarded like dead zombie step, and they would both fall to the ground at the same time and stand up at the same time, and they eventually all like they would come back to back and then walk with each other. It was really cool to see, but I just don't see him doing that anymore. And what else is there to talk about? Do you have anything? We're not really prepared to do a homies podcast, except we're here together and we decided to do one. So I want to give a shout out to Max Revo to keep making those NES video game hacks.
They're awesome. Like, I remember he sent me a direct message on Twitter on how to do it, but I'm so comp-retarded that I don't even know how to start up my own computer.
I want to give it out a shout out to OnlyFans, because all my Twitter feed is just girls sharing their OnlyFans account with me, and I'm not going to pay them a single dime. What I can get from YouPorn for free. Just remember that, fam. YouPorn saves your dick a lot of sweat.
And the best part about our show is we're not kissing clown ass the whole entire time. You fuckers.
Yeah. No.
Like, seriously, like, I mean, how much clown ass can you lick in one sitting? It's fucking disgusting. And yes, and it's always, fuck Twisted, they suck, blah, blah, blah. Be like, have you even listened to them? And my favorite part is most of the people who hate Twisted, at least nowadays, call them out that they have Twisted tattoos.
Ooh.
Just, do that.
I have a Twisted tattoo.
Actually,
Actually,
shirt we went to see.
Yeah, that's when we saw
Detroit,
Twisted. Yeah. But my Twisted tattoo was, they actually stole the idea from me. And don't you remember I brought this up? My leg tattoo.
No, it's the green pumpkin.
Yeah, but I got it before they released it on their shirts or anything.
You did have it before the shirt got released.
Yeah.
Yes. I know that. That
We
is a
both-
fact. Because we saw the shirt.
And I was like,
Did you
dude,
bought-
I bought the shirt, but I was like, dude, I should get this for free since it's tattooed on my leg. They're like, he's like, what? Like, obviously, I had this before your shirts were made. Because I can Google green pumpkins, too. Actually, I hate when people get, like, bland fucking tattoos.
Or I call them trailer park tattoos. Like, you can always tell
Like,
when you have a shit one. Versus, like, someone who actually, did their time, not just, like, drew, like, hey,
no,
look, a
I mean,
kindergartner.
what I'm trying to say is, like, when I look at somebody's tattoo, I want to be like, what the fuck is it? Not necessarily, like, as a negative, but I want it to be like...
You want to know what it is.
I don't want it to be like, yo, that's obviously a Juggalo tattoo. Like, if somebody saw my leg tattoo, maybe now because Twisted did it, but before Twisted put that on their shirt, no one would look at my leg and be like, yo, what is that? They're going to see it like, oh, it looks like a tomato ripping itself in half, you know?
Yeah, okay, I kind of took it wrong. I took, like, when I see one of my friends in my hometown, I still have no idea what the hell their tattoos even look like, what they're supposed to be. Like, they have to tell me, and you have to nicely just be like, oh, it does look like that, even though you're completely lying to them.
Yeah.
That's what I thought you meant. I was talking about...
Like Dave's tattoo, and one of his tattoos looked like a broccoli. We should have like a webcam so like people could actually see what we're talking. Oh, that's worse. You've seen Violent J? Violent J looks just like the guy from Saw. You ever see the movie Saw?
Yeah,
Jigsaw.
yeah.
Violent J looks like Jigsaw. Real life, no lie. I guess...
What is tattooed on his jaw?
Dicks enter here. I don't fucking know. Scrub white. I don't know.
Oh, I don't know.
We can ask Dave. Dave's gotten close to Violent J. A little too close for comfort. I guess while we're at it, Twisted's new CD, we never fucking...
Oh, the Unlikely Prescription. The rock album.
Right. It's a rock of shit.
I definitely could say I really enjoyed 3/4 of it. I would love to see a project like that in the future. And Monoxide
Actually-
said on one of his Facebook Live things that I watched on YouTube that, when I'm like, 3 months too late. But he said their next one is being produced by one of the producers of Queensryche, which I'm a big Queensryche fan. So I think that's really exciting. But what else do you have to say?
I found something interesting out the other day. And I don't know how true it is, but it's coming off that there's 3 members of Twisted now. And they're saying that drummer is this guy, David, is official member of...
Yeah, but it also says this Rocky Sabone. Is that what that says?
Yeah, but he was guitars. But for those 2 years, they were official members of Twisted. But this guy's...
Oh, is that when they did the Wickedness, right?
Yeah. But no,
Oh, okay.
this guy is officially...
Yeah, but you can't click on him.
Just because it means he doesn't know...
Yeah, but you can't click on him.
But that doesn't mean anything. He's official member of Twisted. He's the 3rd member of Twisted.
That's one of those, like, I'm not a fan of Loudwire because they bring politics into music.
No,
where
no,
they
but
don't
no.
need- No, listen to what I'm saying. Is they do a
Watch this. We're going down the fucking rabbit hole now.
No, I get that. Just hold on. What I'm saying is this Loudwire does. They'll take someone from a band and they say something along the lines of, "Okay, we're gonna do is it fact or fiction on your
I don't know why.
They do like a Wikipedia thing and be like, yo, is this true or false? They should do that with Twisted. Now that you're bringing that up, I think that'd be great. Is he considered an official member?
All right, because did you buy this CD?
Yes, I did.
Go look at when you get home. Go look at the CD because the things that I'm reading about this, it says laser. All right, you guys can't see what I'm doing, but I just typed in intrinsic lasers and poison with UH72 hosted by Darvin, or whatever the fuck the drummer's name is. But when you get there, it says Darvin from Twisted. That's what it says in the thing.
Well, I didn't know that if he's an official member. I think that'd be something. Someone needs to ask Twisted who knows him.
And
Personally.
I think we need to go on Twitter and ask. Madrox my answer. Monoxide my answer. Fucking Intrinsic my answer. Let's ask him. He might know. He's an underground hustler. Does it actually show us like what his first underground hustler was like? So we just see how much of a humbug he's changed over the years. Look at him. Look at him.
Is that what it looked like?
That's what he looked like back in the day. He went from like a long hair hippie looking fucker to like a gangster Air Jordan little fucker.
No, he would have went from the Air Jordan guy to the range.
You know what I meant.
Well, listen, Juggalos listen to the show. They're fucking stupid, so yeah, I mean, you kind of had to like. I mean, do you ever try to explain something to one of them?
Juggalo?
Yeah, you did.
I'm trying to explain something to you right now, and you're arguing with me.
But there's nothing I hate more than have to explain what I said more than 2 times.
The best part is, you know, you don't see any fucking Insane Clown Posse right here.
No.
All right. Almost. Get out.
It's been 20 minutes.
All right.
Past 20 minutes.
Get out. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, I think we're gonna try to wrap up our show, and we're gonna just let it be. 20 more minutes. Maybe we'll get another episode in. I don't have any school coming up in 2 weeks. My semester's over. So that Saturday or Sunday we can rock it, and maybe we'll come out with a Christmas edition and be more organized. Maybe we can do like
Maybe we'll have like a pad of paper or something written down.
maybe we can do like a list. Not we do a Christmas list, but we can do a song off. Like
Compare this to this.
like what is the best Christmas song
Okay,
in
I
the
like that.
in the Juggalo world,
Okay, I like that.
right? And anybody that hashtags their song, and it's the first person that we see with the hashtag, they get that song saved.
Which, you know, we still have never seen any of the hashtags.
Yes.
With the poops, not whoops, because you guys would have won something, but you guys don't deserve to win because is it really too hard? I can even put that, and I'm comp-retarded.
Right? And maybe you'll win a UGH compilation CD. I fucking doubt it. I ain't paying $9 for you guys to win something.
Oh no, just give them something that like, you found on the ground.
You know what you're gonna win? You're gonna win a burnt CD of of something. I'll burn a CD for you. I'll burn a CD of music you've never heard, from a group you've never heard, from a town in Rochester. That's the word. Like always, this is Mr. Hatch telling everybody to fuck off.
And this is saturated.
Contact the show on Twitter at HomiesPodcast2. Contact Saturated Fat. Worm W. Contact Mr. Hurt. Nobody too fresh. 2 as the number 2. Paid for by Saturated Hatch.